Alright, look, I'm becoming Unk status now, and with that, I can proudly say that back in my day, Fortnite was a better game.
No!
What? Everyone says that? I mean, it's because it's true. Fortnite's simplicity in Chapter 1, and hell, even Chapter 2 and 3, is what made it so special. Fortnite is attempting to create their own metaverse, but at the same time, they also want to cash in on the prime time of Fortnite. Oh my god! Mostly with the introduction of the Fortnite OG game mode. And while I play it, I don't think it's that OG. From incorrect models to missing features from the past, and most importantly, the new movement plague spreading all the way to that mode, I don't think Epic's getting it right. So, as the legendary Cypher PK would say, Fortnite, we need to talk. Jesus, I cringed at saying that. I'm sorry, Cypher. Oh my god. Now, before this video begins, first of all, you should all subscribe to the channel and leave a like if you're cool, or if you're a Fortnite unk like me. But I also want to mention that Fortnite has replied to this very long thread I'm going to go through on Twitter, and has mentioned that a lot of these issues that I'll be listing will be fixed in the future, but should some of these fixes fall short, my point here still stands. Anyway, let's get into it. By the way, the thread that I'm mentioning is from AlleyJax on Twitter, and the thread itself will be linked in the description below. So if you guys want to read up more on these issues I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be down there. But I'm also going to be providing pictures of the thread throughout the video. Let's actually begin. So the Fortnite OG game mode obviously isn't the first taste of Epic Games cashing in on the heart of OG players, because the Fortnite OG mini-season following the end of Chapter 4 actually was. But that time, they got it right. Mostly. Weapons and updates felt nice, and while movement wasn't the slow, sluggish stroll in the park that we have now, tag sprint and mantling were still enabled. Along with this, the map itself wasn't really correct at the end of it. No volcano, no jungle biome, no moving Kevin Island, no Neo Tilted,
And without getting a drop of paint on anything but the flappin' flotsam, what's that?
Jesus Christ, what did they do to the snow biome? Anyway, to be honest though, it was a remix at the end of the day, so it wasn't trying to be a one-to-one recreation. Oh, and also it ended up leading to a giant unskippable ad. Fortnite, let's go, I get it all night. But anyway, the biggest difference with the OG season and the OG game mode is that Fortnite OG was labeled as a remix, while Fortnite OG, the game mode, was attempting to be as accurate and one-to-one to actual Chapter 1 as possible. But he just can't get it correct. And recently, with the release of Season 5 of Fortnite OG, this thread showed up and pointed out just how many inconsistencies were really going on under the hood. Aside from the giant movement-shaped elephant in the room, there was little things missing, so many little things that it became a big issue. Season 5 introduced the concept of moving circles. Basically, storm circles number 7 through number 9 would have the safe zone appear inside the already formed storm circle, causing players to literally have to move with the storm circles, hence the name. Season 5 also solved one of the biggest annoyances at the time in Chapter 1, which was double pump, or double shotgun. Adding a little circle to show you that you couldn't use two shotguns back to back, and you would have to wait as if you had to pump the original shotgun back again first. With Fortnite OG, not only are the moving circles non-existent, but double pump is still there. And it's an even bigger problem now since Season 5 introduced the double shotgun, and using double shotguns is incredibly overpowered. Double shotguns, that sounds like a brand of gum. This thread also points out the lack of correct pull-out, reload, and shooting animations and sounds, along with incorrect models and other inconsistencies being used. And this is a long list I'm going to be reading off, so buckle up. But there will be pictures on screen so you can read them as well as me talking about them. The bigger elephant in the room than the movement is there's still bullet tracers on the suppressed assault rifle, suppressed SMG, and the suppressed pistols, which is the whole point of the suppressor, which they also have incorrect firing sounds and animations. Recoil control on so many weapons such as the assault rifle, the SCAR, the LMG, and the minigun are all incorrect. The pump and the tactical shotgun have incorrect reload times, and the accuracy and recoil on those are completely wrong based on the rarity of the weapon. The heavy shotgun, it's not even semi-automatic anymore, and its sight has been horribly bugged. The double shotgun's jumping spread is wrong, the drum gun has incorrect spread, and worst of all, the submachine gun family. The original SMG has the Chapter 2 icon and model, but uses its Chapter 4 firing noise. The compact SMG, for some reason, is called the compact submachine gun, which prior to this day has never even used that name, not even in Season 5. And the thing also uses the wrong model and icon. The suppressed SMG, as I said before, still has bullet tracers, and the tactical SMG doesn't have the correct spread or equipped animation. And for some reason, it uses the Save the World bullet tracers.
What?
As for the suppressed pistol, not only does it have those bullet tracers like I said before, but it also has the wrong spread, pull-out sound, and equipping animation. Also, its firing sound is off, and it's not semi-automatic. The regular pistol is automatic when the game calls it a semi-auto pistol, but it shouldn't even be named the semi-auto pistol in the first place because in Chapter 1 it was only called pistol. And it also has incorrect reload sounds. The revolver has incorrect spread and more recoil than usual while using ADS, and the rocket launcher uses Chapter 2 rocket models, and also somehow has incorrect spread. I didn't even know that was possible. The semi-auto sniper, heavy sniper, and bolt action sniper all have the incorrect scope meshes. The bolt action has a legendary rarity, which actually wasn't even in Season 5, and uses the wrong reload animation. And speaking of the reload animation, it's really janky and low frames per second for some weird reason. And also according to this, the reload sounds for the epic and legendary rarities have a lot of issues, seemingly stemming from asset references. The heavy sniper's projectile speed is a whole 50% faster and deals 5 times more damage than intended to vehicles. And it also knocks back vehicles, but I don't know what the point of that is considering they literally take them out in one shot. The semi-auto sniper's scope distance is wrong, and the rarity is wrong, as they removed the epic and legendary rarities in actual Season 5 and changed them to uncommon and rare. Yet, Fortnite OG still has the epic and legendary only. The guided missile has more damage than usual, oh come on, but less structure damage. Cool. But it also has incorrect spread, which I still don't know how that's possible. The C4 even has its damage wrong, and has the Chapter 4-like meshes when they're thrown. The clingers do less structure damage than usual, and they only stack to 6, when Chapter 1 they stacked up to 10. The grenades also suffer from this stacking change, and they have no glow when dropped, which makes them look really weird on the ground. The Portafort only stacks to 2 when it should be stacking to 5, and the small shield potion still kept its stack of 6 when, in Chapter 1 they stacked up to 10. Chug Jugs have the incorrect throwing animations, and they use Chapter 4 textures. And the bush item, when dropped, has the incorrect mesh, and it has RNG on whether it will actually block a shot. Which is weird because they note that this was fixed in Fortnite OG Season, yet it got reverted in the actual Fortnite OG game mode. The ATK has incorrect health. The shockwave grenade uses the wrong sounds. The grappler cancels fall damage when it didn't in Chapter 1. The Rift to Go and Portafortress uses the wrong icons, and the Rift to Go has a much smaller rift, which can prevent players from even going into their own rift. And most obviously to a lot of us, the Boogie Bomb is still uncommon rarity when it should be rare. And it only drops 1, when it should drop 2 from chests or when it's on floor loot. And that cool disco trail you get when you were throwing it is completely missing. The impulse grenades are vaulted for some reason, and slurp juice, well, okay, actually they got everything right from that, aside from the size of it when it's on the ground. It's a little bit smaller than usual. And after all that, there's still some more, but these have to do with the map and other gameplay. The storm is obviously way too high. The background mountains are rotated wrong, which I don't think you would have noticed, honestly, but yeah. Interaction speed is way too long when it should only be half a second to open chests or buying from vending machines, so things feel like it takes a lot longer than usual. The windscreen even uses the wrong Victory Royale logo, and the Chapter 4 and beyond sound when you do win. And as listed before, the loot pool is pretty inconsistent with random vaultings and missing rarities. And I'm not even going to try to read these off, but here are some of the graphical inconsistencies that AlleyJax also listed in the latter part of the thread. So, moral of the story here, if you're going to bring back Chapter 1, don't half-ass it. Either stay true to Chapter 1 or tell us that it's a remix. Don't fool us into thinking this is the closest we can get to the original game, because that's obviously not true. They can do so much better, and they even replied to the thread saying that they can fix these things. So the fact that they were here in the first place is kind of baffling. But anyway, with this video coming to an end, finally, I want to know, what do you think of Fortnite OG? Aside from these issues and inconsistencies, I think the game mode itself is fine. But obviously, with me being Unk status and probably a little OCD, the game is going to feel different either way, and I'm going to be able to point out these inconsistencies myself that were mentioned here. And honestly, a lot of it ruins the immersion for me, but who knows. Fortnite's responded to this thread and plans to fix most of these, so hopefully on August 26th, and maybe even later, we should see hopefully better changes. Anyway, that's it for me. If you guys like this video, or also think that Fortnite OG can be better and want it to be, let me know in the comments, and show some support by liking and subscribing. And also, another shout out to AlleyJax on Twitter for this extensive and obviously exhausting list that they've made. It's a lot of commitment, and the full thread that they made, like I said earlier, will be linked below. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out, and have a great day.